a lot of transactions, but this year, for some reason, it has been crazy. This offseason has been like the NFL free, like the NBA free agency, and we have seen nothing like it. Money spent, players moving, a lot of transactions. To me, it started back in the 2017 season where the Philadelphia Eagles started this whole thing. Then last year, the Rams started it, and both those teams made it to the Super Bowl with the Eagles winning. And now this year, teams are spinning. They're trying to catch them to the New England Patriots, man, and we see it coming. But I want to talk about this, and today I got a returning guest, and this is my boy Sam.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
Coming into the picture, he's coming in, everybody. My new guest, my homie over here, my boy Slick. He's in the building to talk with us. Now we're gonna have a few debates and topics about this NFL free agency. Now, real quick, boys, I want to address the OBJ situation. Odell Beckham was traded to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a first and a third-round pick in Jabril Peppers and a safety. Now, me and my boys have been talking about this all day, and when I found out this news, I was in shock. No player is safe in the league now, especially receivers, as we already seen Antonio Brown being traded for a third and a fifth to the Oakland Raiders.
By the way,
as I'm a Steelers fan, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that later, ladies and gentlemen. But that being said, I want to give y'all our thoughts on this OBJ situation. Now, I'm gonna go first. Now, look, fellas. Look, when I seen this trade, like I said, I was shocked, man. I couldn't believe this. They didn't get enough. The Giants are stupid, man. They've traded Olivier Vernon, Odell Beckham for what? Eli Manning, who is pathetic. They don't want to give him. The New York media is protecting this man for years. They've been holding on to the fact that he has 2 Super Bowls, and that was 10 years ago. Yeah. And he's been to the playoffs once and does not have a winning record, man. It's enough is enough. If I was a Giants fan today, I'd be fed up. But let's just switch sides to the Cleveland Browns, bro. And they are in the division. When I found this trade out, I was mad, upset, frustrated as a Steelers fan, man. You don't understand. They done added Kareem Hunt, Sheldon Richardson, man. Odell Beckham. He got Jarvis Landry on the other side with David Njoku and Baker Mayfield, who is going to be a star. And don't even forget about Nick Chubb, who almost rushed for 1,000 yards last year. This team, on paper, is looking like the real deal right now. Now, as much as I hate to say that, I got to respect them right now. They're looking good, man.
Terrible.
Hey, the defense can be bad, but hey,
it's terrible.
Defense is good enough. They carried them in games last year, and I think they'll be a real threat for us. We're going to have some problems in the AFC North. So, boys, I'm going to take it away. Go ahead, Slick. Give me what you got.
So, listen, fellas. Basically, the Browns have definitely went to number 1 in their division, without a doubt. I mean, who do they have? They have the Pittsburgh Steelers that's in all flames right now. I mean, the whole franchise is going up in flames. I mean, from the top to the bottom. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, what have the Bengals really done? I mean, we finally fired Marvin Lewis after about 15 years of not reaching the playoffs.
0-7 in the playoffs. Andy Dalton got to go. They hired Zach Taylor, the new coach from Sean McVay tree, as you all know.
Exactly.
And then Stafford of quarterbacks.
It does. And then we have the Baltimore Ravens, who just let 6 guys go off the starting. 4 starters
on defense.
Exactly. So, I mean,
young Lamar Jackson, they got to get him some running games. Right?
Man, and they're so one-dimensional.
And don't forget, fellas, I got to add this in. They got a new GM, Eric DeCosta. I mean, he's not new, but he's been in the organization for a little while. But Ozzie Smith is
I know Eric. I mean, he has a good reputation in the league, but I mean, therefore, what can you really do when you're so one-dimensional? I mean, they let Flacco go. They decided to stick with Lamar Jackson.
Which I think was a great thing to let Flacco go.
It was a great move, but Lamar Jackson has to show that he can pass. If he doesn't show he can pass,
and we'll see.
They're not going anywhere. So
I mean, I feel like Lamar showed his capacity when he was back in Louisville.
Yeah, but what?
Do you not?
That's college.
But you seen what happened. You seen what happened when they got to this year. They ran. He's gonna have to
ran. I mean, it worked until the team stopped it. You know what I mean? They're too one-dimensional. So definitely the Browns have rose to the top of their division. Yeah. But let me tell you guys something about the Giants. I don't think the Giants have totally lost that pick. You know what I mean? I feel like the Giants. They have the first round pick.
They got 2. They got number 6 and they got the 17.
2 first round picks.
They have 2 first round
and
picks.
A third round pick. I mean, who did you?
Third round pick.
I mean, yes, you lost OBJ. He's definitely one of the top receivers
in the league. Do they need a quarterback?
Listen,
do they need a quarterback or not?
Yes, but I feel like we're going to take care of that issue in the draft. I feel like we're going to get Haskins.
Okay.
Everybody.
Are you confident enough at 6?
I'm pretty confident.
I'm not believing that.
I'm pretty confident.
I'm not believing that.
Okay, I'm not going to go towards that draft. I'm going to tell you guys what it is. OBJ hasn't proved anything. He hasn't proved nothing. In the playoffs, He had a terrible game.
That was
his only playoff game. He was down in Miami.
One playoff game. And you know what they going to blame that on?
He was
down
in Miami the game before the playoffs. You knew it was coming. He was down in Miami on the boat, partying. Before the playoffs, he wasn't taking care of business. In his only playoff game, he had about more than 6 drops. Facts.
He had a lot of drops.
Facts.
He punched a hole in the water.
Facts. Yes, we got Eli Manning. But I feel like everybody in New York feel like his time has gone. It's over. It's over. We're going to get this new quarterback. We're going to fill him in with Barkley. We got Jabril Peppers coming in on defense. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we're still in the running. We didn't lose. OBJ was a distraction to the franchise, man. What did he do?
All right, let him say what he got to say.
Jabril Peppers. Which
we lost both.
Which would you rather have?
I'd rather have Landon Collins.
Okay, that's a loss. Sounds like to me.
But we couldn't pay him.
OBJ is in the top 3 or 4 receivers in the NFL.
He'd be my number 3.
And you're gonna go for a pick who you're gonna have to try to develop at whatever position that he comes in at. It's a complete loss.
And don't forget too, they let Landon Collins walk away for nothing. Last year at the deadline, they was offered a first-round pick for him. They passed on it. Then they could have franchised him for $11.5 million. All he do is go to Washington. And so they got nothing for him. This organization is a disgrace. I don't trust Dave Gettleman. We'll see what the Giants are gonna do. But ultimately, you think they're gonna take a quarterback, right? At 6?
I think we're in rebuilding mode. I mean,
I
honestly feel like Landon Collins couldn't get the job done. I love Landon Collins. I like him on defense.
I don't know what the Giants.
He's one of the top 5 best strong safeties in the league. I love Landon Collins. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. But at the same time,
take a quarterback. There is no way.
We're going to take a quarterback. I'm telling you.
There's no way they do.
Okay, we're replacing Eli Manning.
We say that, but last year they took Saquon at 2 and they could have took a quarterback.
We had to take Saquon. We had to.
No, they didn't. They could have taken Darnold.
No, we had to.
How can you say you had to?
Saquon is going to be the best running back in the league in about a couple years.
It doesn't matter when they don't have an offensive line.
Saquon
he's gonna have to stay healthy now.
The most important position.
We have no problems with injuries.
The most important position in football.
Barkley played every game.
But listen now, you just lost the top 3-4 receiver in the game.
Also, their offensive line is horrible. The most important position is a quarterback.
That's all stats.
Position is a quarterback.
That's all stats.
It's carries.
So after last year, he didn't do anything. You can blame that on Eli Manning. Yes, you can. But yards was down. Passes was down. Everything was down.
I want to ask the stat man.
Ask the stat man.
Saquon Barkley average last year? Do you believe?
He won Rookie of the Year, but he did
How
have a lot of scrimmage.
He averaged
at least 5.
No, he was
carries.
about
at least 5 yards a carry.
How many carries did he average?
He'll pull that up. But in the meanwhile, while our guy pulls that up, Saquon Barkley is the real deal. No Holyfield. He's the real deal.
The real deal.
He's the real deal.
Okay,
Okay, so we all agree on that. Hold on. We all agree on that. Do we agree on Eli Manning is getting out of there? His time is done?
I hope 2019 is because it's his last year of the contract. Yes,
no,
I agree.
Do we play the whole season?
Right,
do we play the whole season?
He's going to play 4 to 5 games.
That's too much. I give him 2 or 3.
No, if they draft Haskins,
give him 2 or 3.
If they draft Haskins, either Eli will play the entire season or he'll play half. And so we're gonna leave it at that. So you say they're gonna draft the quarterback, right? You said they're drafting. You said they're drafting the quarterback. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're deciding that the Giants are drafting the quarterback, and with the Browns, let's get this understood. I don't think the Browns are gonna win the AFC North. Everybody's gonna say that, but I don't think they're winning.
This is coming from a Steelers fan.
Hey, I got my reasons. I'll give you my facts later.
Who's gonna win the AFC North?
I know everybody see all of this right here. This is coming from a Steelers fan.
Who's gonna win the North? Who's gonna win the North?
Coming from the depth chart.
Baltimore, Cleveland, or Pittsburgh?
I'm gonna have to give it to Cleveland.
Who's winning?
I'm gonna have to.
You going with Cleveland too?
OBJ.
Baltimore.
I'm going with Cleveland, man. I don't trust the Bengals. I don't trust Pittsburgh, and I don't trust the Ravens.
We'll get back to my Steelers, and I'll back it up with some facts. But hey, everybody, I want y'all to know we're from Detroit City, the Motor City, the capital. So we wanna do a quick talk on our hometown team, the Detroit Lions. As we all know, I'm a hater. Obviously, I'm from here, but everybody says I'm a hater by not loving them. But this team has done nothing but disappoint my entire lifetime. So with that being said, As we all know, going to the second season, Bob Quinn had hired Matt Patricia coming into his second year. Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia are under fire. If they don't get to the playoffs this year, in my opinion, it will be a failure.
And I totally disagree.
Okay, and he can disagree with that. But let that being said, my whole issue with the Lions is they got some cap room, they're spending all this money. Now, they've made 4 acquisitions in these first 2 days of free agency. They got Trey Flowers from the Patriots. They also got Justin Coleman from the Seattle Seahawks, and he used to play for the Patriots. Catching my drift here. And they also signed former Patriot. Damn it. What the fuck did that say?
You good.
What does that say? Is it recording still?
Yeah, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to edit this. You're going to cut this out. So start where you said you started around Amendola.
Amendola was a former New England Patriot, signed to the Miami Dolphins. And you got Jesse James, my boy, from the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that being said, I'm catching the formula here. The Lions are trying to be like the Midwest New England Patriots. I just don't see it happening.
And they can be that, but he's going to need time.
They cannot be that.
Time.
What they're going to need, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is Tom Brady, which we cannot get. The reason the Patriots have been so successful this last decade, maybe even more, is because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
But at the end of the day,
every coach that left the Patriots as a assistant coach, defensive coordinator
has been terrible.
Okay, we agree on that. So Matt Patricia, I feel like he's not Bill Belichick. He got the credit from Bill Belichick, but he's not no Bill Belichick. So therefore, the Lions are going to be disappointing next year. I love Jesse James. Amendola's washed up. I like Flowers, but that is not going to be enough. I mean, who's the quarterback of Detroit Lions, Sam?
Matthew Pat Stafford. There's nothing but Matthew
Stafford is terrible.
First and foremost,
Stafford might be one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. And yes, my name is Ricky. You can look me up.
It's terrible.
Stafford is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. And I'm from Detroit.
What pick do we have? Number what?
They're picking at 9. They're picking at 8. Staff, look,
picking at 8.
Look, fellas. I want to give you some quick insight, fellas. Stafford's making $27 million a year, right? So the Lions just hired the offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevel, who used to coach the Seahawks. And what did the Seahawks do when they had Russell Wilson at a young age? They ran the football, they ran down throat, and they wanted to play defense. So the Lions' formula is going to be to try to emulate the old Seattle Seahawks with defense. They're trying to go all in. You draft now, you might as well go all in. The offense is not going to be that great. They have one running back in Kerryon Johnson. They need another one. So, in my opinion, this draft, they just need to go defense. You need to go one side of it anyways. You might as well. So, this offense, don't expect all these points from them. But my whole issue with the Lions is, if you're going to go this route, why are you paying a quarterback this much money? He needs to be gone. They need to trade him, but it's not going to happen this year. It's going to have to wait until at least 2020. And that's what I'm saying about the Lions. But I don't see them making the playoffs this year.
Stafford gone, we have no hope.
No.
You hear it, ladies and gentlemen, as these two.
I agree with everything.
That these two Detroit Lions fans, I haven't had to endure all this pain because I jumped off that ship a long time ago.
I wish we could have got Anthony Barr, Le'Veon Bell, Collins. We need a superstar.
Pain that came from the Detroit.
So what do you? So is Stafford one of the Lions' biggest problem? Yes or no?
Yes,
I agree. Yes.
Both of them agree. I agree. Stafford's a problem. He's not worth the money he's making, and this whole organization has been in a debacle since the Fords have owned it. So that with that being said, they're going to continue to live in mediocrity, like I like to say, and they're just going to keep the team and fans disappointed. But guess what? The fans are still going to come to this game, and the Lions are still going to continue to get their ass whooped by the Green Bay Packers, by the Chicago Bears, and by the Minnesota Vikings, who keep dominating this division, even in the years when Aaron Rodgers.
Speaking of the Green Bay Packers, they should have picked up Le'Veon Bell. They let him slip away in that free agency.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers, he's an older quarterback now. He definitely needs a running game. He needs a running game. He has some weapons, but he needs a running game. He's an older quarterback. They definitely let him slip away.
All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on from the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to give you guys some rapid fire free agent signings and let the people know who don't know about the free agent signings. I'm going to give you a couple big names and let you know where they went. Not. Breaking news: Le'Veon Bell just signed with the New York Jets, 4 years, $52.5 million. Over $35 million guaranteed. And as a Steelers fan, you know the situation with Le'Veon Bell. You know what's been happening. It's bittersweet. We played without him last year. He got his guaranteed money, although he'll never be able to make up that $14 million he lost last year.
He's all rested up.
The Steelers botched that. Like I said, I would have preferred to keep him over Antonio Brown if we could have the choice. But hey, it's neither nor here. He's back in green. He's a New York Jet. I think it's a great grab for the New York Jets, as they gonna help the young quarterback Sam Darnold. They signed.
I definitely agree. But I just got a question for you as a Steelers fan.
Okay, shoot.
As a Steelers fan, you lose the top 5 running back. In the NFL, you lose the top 5 receiver in the NFL. You lose a more than decent tight end that comes to Detroit. I think your team they might be what they call in the NBA tanking. Next season they might be tanking.
So you think it's rebuilding mode?
I think it's rebuilding mode. With the NBA they call it tanking.
I like Connor. I like Juju. No, Juju is not Antonio Brown, and no Connor.
Complete disrespect when you say Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown name, and you say those 2 guys.
Those the backups. Those the backup positions. I can't disrespect. I can't if those the backups. I gotta say it.
That is complete disrespect.
Do I think Juju is Antonio Brown?
Caliber.
No. Do I think Le'Veon Bell is
absolutely not? That's not the point he's making. Here's the thing. I understand what you're saying.
Your quarterback. He's got about 3 more years about 3 more years
right
left.
We got to draft the quarterback next couple. We do. But here's the thing. Last year we played without Le'Veon Bell.
Correct. Right.
We almost made the playoffs, but here's what you got to think. James Conner.
Almost.
Listen, okay, James Conner got hurt towards the end of the season. He missed the last few games. We didn't have him. We should. That's our fault. But the problem here is not the offense. I keep telling people that. I know we lost. You're not going to just replace them like that, the 1 and 2. Juju's going to have to step up because he's been a slot receiver and he's got his numbers. Now he's the number 1, so teams are going to attack him. James Washington is going to have to step up. James Conner held his own. The problem is not the offense. The problem is the defense. We tied for first in the league. Listen to me.
Absolutely right.
In sacks, we got to get some corners as we just signed Steven Nelson from the Kansas City Chiefs was a big pickup to shore up our secondary to put along on the other side of Joe Hayden because Artie Burns has got to go, and I've been strong suited from the get-go. But the thing is, the Steelers are not tanking. They're a team in transition. Hey, they may not be Super Bowl contenders right now, but they can still get better. I have to trust this organization. That's fine.
They're in total rebuild mode. And prayers out to Shazier. That's another top 5 player in the NFL. And
I said it from the get-go. Once he got hurt, it changed the whole dynamics of that defense. They have not been the same since then.
Steelers are definitely in rebuilding mode. Like I said before I cut off, Juju is no Antonio Brown, and Connor is no Le'Veon Bell. But they're about the next best thing to it. I mean, if you can't get Le'Veon Bell, Connor did his thing. Connor had more than 1,000 rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, Connor came in and did his thing as a running back, as a first-year running back. And we all know Juju Smith is the man.
And I totally
Juju is the man.
But you're coming, and who was his receiver?
Juju.
And who else?
He had AB on that side. AB had 15
touchdowns
and led the league.
When we come into the game plan, we look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're game planning for who?
Antonio Brown.
But
do you have to game plan for AB the same way you have to game plan for Juju Smith?
No, not at all.
He's going to be put in a different role, Slick.
Not at all.
So he's not going to be the main receiver?
He's going to be the number 1, but here's the thing. Okay. In order for him to succeed...
So we don't know.
I don't think we have to game plan.
We don't have to game plan for Juju.
No disrespect to you, Juju. I definitely fuck with you. Excuse my language.
They're game
we don't have to game
for
plan you, Juju. We don't.
That's fine.
That's disrespectful.
We're going to put my number 1 cornerback on you, and that's going to be it.
So before the draft, could you? What do you think the Steelers are gonna? You gonna think they're gonna finish over 500? You don't have to give me a record. Do you think they'll finish over 500?
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will win 8 to 9 games off of coaching and the experience and the knowledge of Ben Roethlisberger.
Like my boy Mike Ho just tweeted out. It looks good, but hey, things got to be played out. I don't want to call them verbatim, but hey, we're going to see what's going to happen on the field, but I have faith in my organization. We're in a transition year. Like I said, hey, I'm being optimistic, man.
He's a fan.
Let
me get back to Le'Veon Bell, though. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys what I think about Le'Veon Bell. I think that instantly makes the Jets a playoff contender without a doubt. Le'Veon Bell is that bad. Like
I agree.
To me, he's the number one running back. When healthy,
Le'Veon
Bell does it all. Le'Veon Bell receives. He catches out the backfield.
He was the best running back.
He can run it down your throat.
When he's on the
best
field.
running back in the league. That helps Sam Darnold out tremendously. I mean, as a rookie quarterback coming into your second year, having Le'Veon Bell in the backfield.
You don't want to sleep on their defense.
And their defense was top 5 in the league at one point.
They got Leonard Williams. They got Leonard Williams. They just signed C.J. Mosley.
That was a big
from the Baltimore Ravens, which was a huge pickup from him.
That was a big pickup.
They also got Sam Darnold, another weapon. Jamison Crowder, a slot receiver from the Washington Redskins, huge pickup.
Yeah. And don't sleep on the Jets getting a wide receiver too.
Also they acquired Kelechi Osemele from the Oakland Raiders, who's a big pickup because their offensive line was terrible. It needed a guard, needed a center. But also, fella, let's jump into a couple other movements. We got the Honey Badger going on to the Chiefs. Yep. He left the Texans more money. I think it was a good pickup for them. They needed safety. I think Eric Berry's going to move on. And also the Chiefs, they did cut.
Their corners weren't bad, but we definitely need some corners.
Yeah, they did.
They have the best secondary in the NFL with Eric Berry and the Honey Badger.
No, I disagree.
Listen. They also cut Justin Houston, which was good because they were paying him $15.5 million for not really being productive since he got his big deal back in 2014. And also, they traded D4 to the 49ers for a second-round pick in 2020, which they franchised him, which I can understand because they're going to a 4-3 defense. But my quick take on this Kansas City Chiefs, really what's holding it back right now is defense. They need to just shore up the defense. Pat Mahomes has got his weapons. They need to shore up the defense because they were offsides penalty away from beating the New England Patriots in the advance to the Super Bowl. Because we all know Patrick Mahomes is the real deal. But they shore up the defensive side of the ball. That's all I need to worry about because they're in the
big season for him. Super Bowl. Before you move on, it's going to be a big season.
Very big season.
Most quarterbacks game planning for him.
Most quarterbacks that have successful first years as a quarterback, their second year they struggle. It's called a sophomore slump. We don't know about Pat Mahomes. He still has to show me something.
I might have to pick on him.
He has a dominant,
picks. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to a couple of teams real quick. Philadelphia Eagles, as we all know, a great organization. Now Nick Foles, they let him go. He moved on to Jacksonville Jaguars, which I like Nick Foles, but do I think he's gonna do great in Jacksonville? I think he'll do okay. So what Philadelphia decided to do was they traded for Deshaun Jackson, which I absolutely love. It gives Carson Wentz another deep guy to throw the ball to. Then they trade Michael Bennett to the New England Patriots, and then they
you really think that's a good pickup?
Acquire Malik Jackson.
The burners?
Yes, he still has.
How old is Deshaun Jackson?
He's 31 years old. He'll be 32.
31 years old.
32 later this year.
He's about out his prime.
He can still burn our guys. When you see when Fitzpatrick's in there, he's throwing the ball deep. He averaged the most yards in the league last year per catch with over 19 yards per catch. And you see they weren't consistent with him. They only put him in packages. But I still think Philadelphia is my team possibly to come out of the NFC next year. And I said that when the season ended because I said that and I'm going to say it again.
Okay, can you give me the names in those divisions?
The Dallas Cowboys, do you trust Dak Prescott? I don't.
You don't trust
Okay, keep going.
Do you trust the Washington Redskins? You see that abomination. They just lost Colt McCoy.
They did.
They lost him up. But keep going.
That's a joke. Who else you got? The dysfunctional New York Giants.
Right.
Okay. That division is a two-man race. And the Dallas Cowboys...
And the Dallas Cowboys what?
Are winning. So listen, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen...
Rebuild mode.
Carson Wentz, we don't know. Every year he's injured. We don't know. What we did know was...
no receivers.
What we did know was Nick Foles was the real deal. If I was Philadelphia Eagles GM, I would have kept Nick Foles and I would have traded Carson Wentz. Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP. How many Super Bowl MVP quarterbacks is there out there for real? I mean, we got Brady, Rodgers, Big Ben, Drew Brees.
Correct.
I'm still not taking.
And Peyton Manning.
Nick Foles is.
You know what I'm saying? That's 5
no pressure.
Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
No pressure. Nick Foles played with no pressure.
He played with no pressure on his back.
All the pressure.
You think the Eagles should have traded Carson Wentz?
I love Nick Foles. Let me say that, Nick Foles. Shout out to you. I love you, Nick Foles.
Hey, Carson Wentz, I'm a fan, man. I trust in you.
He's definitely their franchise quarterback, I'll have to say.
Off of what?
Here's the thing.
Off of what? Hold on. Off of what? What have you seen that would make him your franchise quarterback that you haven't seen from Nick Foles? You're too quiet. Nick Foles is that guy. He's the real deal. Every time Nick Foles come in the game, he wins the game. He would have won if Jeffries didn't drop the ball. He would have beat the New Orleans Saints and might have made a run back to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
This is all facts.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, listen, you're the man. I want to get an autograph from you. I want your phone number. I want to call you. You're the man, Nick Foles. I mean that.
Much respect.
You won me a lot of money.
Much respect to you, Nick Foles, but let's see what you can do when you actually got a team to yourself, because before Carson Wentz came back, you didn't do so well. And when you had with Chip Kelly, you had one good year where you had 27-2. So let me see what he can do, and then we can come back to this topic later, fellas. But you heard what they said. Nick Foles, he likes Nick Foles.
I do. I'm
a Carson Wentz fan. I'm a ride with him. That's their franchise piece. They got to stick with him. But they can. I trust the organization. They're going to keep winning.
Can I say one more thing? Do we have any time?
Go ahead, Rick.
Listen, Carson Wentz, what do you guys want your quarterback to do as a quarterback? What do you want your franchise quarterback to achieve?
I want him to stay healthy, and I want him to get in the playoffs. We'll see what he can
do. Just the playoffs? Do you not want a Super Bowl? Is that the main goal?
Yes.
Is that the main goal of your quarterback? So if Nick Foles achieve the main goal, which is to win the Super Bowl.
We're going to come back to this conversation
okay.
once you see what Jacksonville can do with Nick Foles, because they have no weapons. But
Nick Foles definitely going.
Let's touch on a couple things real quick, fellas, before we got to get out of here for tonight. I got to tell you that the 49ers also signed Quan Alexander, a linebacker from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know a lot of people don't know who he is, but that's a linebacker that's pretty good. You're going to see what he's going to do in San Fran. Also, the Packers making moves, trying to help Aaron Rodgers. They took Zadarius Smith from the Ravens, from a team you absolutely love. I know you're a huge Baltimore Ravens fan right here. They also signed Adrian Amos from the Chicago Bears, and they also added Preston Smith, a defensive lineman from the Washington Redskins. That just goes to show you the Packers with the young secondary trying to add up and trying to shore up and help Aaron Rodgers. But like I said, I agree. Le'Veon Bell would have been a great fit. Antonio Brown would have been a great fit. Also, the Patriots, I cannot stand them. I hate them, but they've been quiet, like I said before. But they'll still be players. They'll make a quiet moves. Bill Belichick is sitting there. I know he's laughing at everybody else trying to catch them, and that's what we're all trying to do at the end of the day. This free agency period has been crazy, really crazy. Also, the Texans added Deshaun Gibson from the Jaguars and added Bradley Roby from the Denver Broncos. Now they're trying to show their secondary needed the offensive line help to help Deshaun Watson. It's gonna be a lot more moves to come, fellas. I just wanted to talk to y'all about these big moves and some of these moves happening. Free agency is just getting started. It's officially underway, starting at 4 p.m. today. But, hey, fellas, I think it's going to be a great rest of this offseason. The draft is coming up. We'll be back to give you our draft preparation, too, as well. But, fellas, give me your last thoughts. What you got, Sam? What you got for me? Any last thoughts?
Man, I don't. I think it was a great run-through. Hope you guys all subscribe to my guys' page. And that's about it.
Rick, what you got for me?
Definitely, man. It was a crazy offseason. It was a great, crazy free agency, like Mike, my man, said. I'm definitely glad I got the opportunity to talk to you guys. Please subscribe to my man's page.
And you know what to do, everybody. You want to come holler at me, you know what to do. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget also to follow me on Twitter. That's @KeepingTheScore. It's my guys. We'll be back.